My sister kept trying to one-up me, so I tricked her to stay on top. My parents punished me for being born with a disability. When I was only 4, I was tested because they noticed something was off, and they noticed I had considerably lower levels of testosterone. So that meant using my older sister to fix it. One Christmas, I was 12 at the time, and my sister Jess was 15, and the both of us wanted some new bikes. Jess obviously got what she wanted. It was this huge, beautiful purple road bike with all the bells and whistles. All I got was a tight pink t-shirt that said, Jess's little bro. My parents figured that if they destroyed my self-worth, I would take it upon myself to rebuild myself, rising my testosterone levels and reclaiming my masculinity. But as you can probably guess since I'm writing a Reddit story, their method backfired hard. I became ever more depressed and anxious the more they bullied me, except they didn't care anymore. Somewhere along the line, their cure turned into harsh favoritism, borderline emotional neglect. One time in school, Jess got a B- on her report card. My parents paid for a custom banner to be put on the house. On it read the words, our daughter got a B- with a picture of her face at the end. And when I came home with straight A's, guess what I got? I'll give you a hint. It's 2 words, and it starts with Jack and ends with Shati. And if you guessed jack shit, you were wrong, because it's even less than that. Both my parents trashed my room for not getting straight A+. After that, almost nothing surprised me anymore. Even when I got accepted to a solid university with a partial scholarship, my parents called me their biggest disappointment for not getting a full scholarship. Meanwhile, Jess practically flunked out and used the excuse of wanting to take a gap year that turned into 5. And to celebrate, they threw her a party and bought her a new laptop for her creative journey. But then came one of the only, slightly better parts of this story. I managed to move out as soon as possible, working multiple jobs while taking classes to support myself. But when I couldn't afford to come home for Thanksgiving one year, my father said, well, I guess your priorities are elsewhere. Even after creating distance, family gatherings were torture sessions of subtle digs. Still at that starter job, Jess is thinking about starting her own boutique. She's so entrepreneurial. At my graduation, which they arrived late to, my father's first comment was, 4 years for that degree? Seems like a lot of time for what you'll be doing. What made it worse was watching them fawn over Jess, who decided to wear the most extravagant dress possible to the ceremony so she could be the center of attention. Despite everything, I tried maintaining a relationship with Jess. She was still my sister, but it was completely one-sided. I'd reach out and she'd either ignore me or somehow turn every conversation into a competition. If I got a promotion, she suddenly had an amazing opportunity on the horizon. If I started dating someone, she'd immediately be in a serious relationship. Once, after not hearing from her for months, I called to share news about a significant promotion. Hey Jess, guess what? I got promoted to senior analyst. There was a pause before she responded. Okay, anyway, I just got approached by this amazing startup. The salary is probably more than you'll ever make. Of course, the position she mentioned never existed. And when I finally landed my dream job after years of hard work, I made the mistake of mentioning it at a family dinner. Guys, I just got my dream job and okay, but did you hear about Jess? My mom immediately interrupted. She met a successful entrepreneur with connections everywhere. That man turned out to be Dwight. He wasn't a successful entrepreneur. He worked in sales at a mid-sized paper company. But the way my parents talked about him, you'd think he was the next Elon Musk. Their wedding was an extravagant affair that my parents spared no expense for. Meanwhile, I was still paying off my student loans. But then I met one of Jess's short-term friends, and what happened next shifted the family dynamic forever because Jess was not happy. I can't tell you the explanation in this short video. To watch the rest of the video and see what went down, click the link below.